like
Yeah.
Keffels and Tipster, both came out.
Okay, can I just say, for the record, off that, I don't care what happens to me. I don't care what kind of help I need. I don't care how bad my life has gotten. Keffels and Tipster, please never help me. I don't know if you're the last hands reaching down into the pit to lift me back up, Keffels and Tipster, please let me die. Just let me fucking go. Okay? It's time. I don't want to live on with the cheapened time that your assistance will give me. There's nothing. He doesn't have to say another thing. You can turn it off now. For like 80% of the people that have a problem, they're like, oh, well, there you go. Bro, talk about nightmare blunt rotation. How about a nightmare reference list? H3H3 recently found out, I guess, about Vaush video. The Ian Kaczynski, notable Soviet intellectual and FAP poster, Gooner King. Actually, as a matter of fact, Times Gooner of the Year 2024. Okay, from now on. Vaush video. Noted Soviet philosopher and live streamer Ian Kaczynski. Times Gooner of the Year 2024 blew up his own spot, as the kids sometimes say. Blew up his own spot by posting his porn folder, and then apparently H3H3 found out about it. I don't know if they had beef with him already or if they wanted to start this or what, but they did one episode. They mentioned him. The most shocking leak I've seen in years. And we're going to go and check this out a little bit. It's the entire second half of their thing. Let's see what they say about Vaush video. There's every possibility that they got smashed because anytime you mention Vaush for the first time, you know what I mean? And people know they can sense that you don't know about him. There are people who are somehow even weirder than Ian Kaczynski who will go around because they have folders full of Kaczynski hate material, and they will share their folders at you. Every possibility that H3H3 just got obliterated. I also believe H3H3's got one like tanky guy on staff, and I think that he might be a secret Kaczynski poster. He's a dallier in the Kaczynski enigma. Ian, I imagine myself as the horse Kaczynski. Thought leader. No, shit, you guys don't even know how. You guys can't play the game like I can, all right? You gotta back down. Notable Soviet philosopher and equestrian thought leader, Ian Kaczynski. Times 2024 Gooner of the Year. It is known as Vaush derangement system. Yes. Equestrian thought leader is how I want that said from now on. I think the last thing I saw him posting, I swear to God, I think it was him. It had to, because who else would it have been? You know what I mean? I think the last thing I saw him posting before all of this popped up, and I was just like, why? Was he like shared a picture of a horse and said, don't all horses' tails look like they're just violently shitting fur? Okay. Even if that wasn't him that posted it, it is now, because he is the equestrian thought leader.
Hello, my friends. We are back. It is Friday,
The TH
February the 9th. The year 2024.
Wow.
And guys, we are. Oh God, I saw this. Who posted this? It was so funny. A slam on Gary Vee.
Good job, Ethan. Good job, Hila.
God, where did I see that?
I'll tell you what. You can say anything you want about these guys. You know, they've been through a little bit of drama themselves. You know what I mean? It just happens when you get big enough. But the H3 song will always be a fucking bop, dude. All right, let's sneak ahead. Subs and donos. Oh man, they front loaded the donos ahead of the Vaush horse folder. Fire.
So once again, let me set this up. Vaush fans, please know this. We are going into this with the most partial and best intentions to represent.
You say partial or impartial?
We are impartial. We are partial to the truth.
Okay, fair.
There's no way they're saying that if they haven't already been prepped by a fucking dude. The fucking onset tanky has got them going, bro. I don't have a dog in this fight, nor a horse.
We're going to show the context of everything so that we can make the best informed decision.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get more horses in chat before we start.
Also,
please,
Hila,
everybody.
fucking fire eyeshadow.
horses in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Can we get horses and eggplants in the chat, please? And corn. Let's do horse, eggplant, corn. Can we get that, please? Let me put it this way.
Bro, can we?
Pony Express ass looking.
Express. You just
And Hassan.
okay. Putin is definitely not a communist leader.
Well, we like to consider him part of the.
Vladimir Putin.
I think this is just a bunch of babes.
Oh, yeah. Am I wrong? Are people like, I don't know about tankies on cast. Putin is definitely not a communist leader. Like, I know. Yeah. I need to clarify this real quickly.
Like,
Yeah, no,
guys
this
on
is a bunch of
horses.
hotties.
Okay, well, it's
Yeah.
a child. Calm down.
Well, he grew into a babe.
Dude, shout out Dan.
We didn't get to the lolly
I know
stuff
it's probably
yet.
not even
Yeah.
Dan. It's probably a different person completely, but I'm just going to say it's Dan until I get corrected. Tell them to bring me on. Ethan, if you're watching this right now, I got nothing to say to you, actually. I liked your content 8 years ago.
Yeah, right.
But it is in there. It's all good. I can't get.
Watch
I
the
can't
one
get
from
home with-
tonight. It's better for consumption. I'll tell you what, probably, let me skip ahead just a little
Sussing
bit.
this out.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Oh, that's cute.
It's kind of scary. It's intense.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's
It's all about
It's
Yeah.
hard too.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
Super hard.
We have an interesting update. Vaush addresses the folder. Just
True.
Hyrule wept.
Put that controller.
Oh, the guys, did they do Tacoma Wept? I still can't believe that was real. Yeah, we'll just skip to the next one because that's boring as fuck. There hasn't been an interesting part yet.
Hey, partners. Welcome to the H3 podcast.
We got fully ready this time.
Woo-wee! We got ourselves a whole barn of a show out here.
Can we just shout out all the people that go into H3H3's chat and it's like anti-Semites and then also just like fucking anti-Zionist like hyper freaks, and they just look across the aisle and like, I fucking hate Hila for a reason. I hate Hila for a reason. They're like, I don't want to fucking sit next to you shoulder to shoulder, but for some reason we're on this bus together. Every time I gotta get on here and fucking say something horrific.
Here today, boys.
That's not an actual shout out. That's actually miserable. These guys get an insane amount of hate, by the way. Like, I will never make an argument that fucking anti-Semitism doesn't exist because these guys can make the most. Them being Jewish has nothing to fucking do with anything, and like half of the fucking comments, dude, at the bottom are like fucking Jewish conspiracy lizard people. You're literally, Hila has murdered 15 Palestinian children. Fucking Ethan walks on the bones of murdered Europeans. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I do gotta say, like, these guys get way too much. Even like there's flack that H3H3 unironically deserves to get, and the fucking dipshits that are hyper anti-Semitic cunts that skip the line just prevent them from ever getting better, and also make all of the potential like good criticism just drown in a literal sea of shit. And I fucking hate you people for posting it. I despise you with every fucking like fiber of my being, because like if you can fuck with Ethan Klein, like you always, it's interesting, right? If you can actually get the guy going, I've seen it happen a billion times. Like, it's fascinating fucking content. Like, he gets excited and shit. He starts wearing makeup, shaving his fucking head, puts it together skits to try to fight you. You get some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, you fucking anti-Semite fucking psychos, dude. Shut the fuck up. You're ruining everything for everyone. All right? There's better
little
content
sister.
when you guys just, I don't know, sit inside your house and everything I wanted to say is TOS.
Nice to see you. Welcome to the barn. My name's Ethan Klein.
How do you pronounce Vaush? Vaush?
Thank you, Dolly.
That's the
Thank you,
traditional,
sweetheart.
like, if you want to be disrespectful to Vaush, you say Voosh or Vaush.
Today is
Vaush.
February The 12th.
Which I still don't understand because Vaush should be how you try to say that, right?
Cheers. And so I come to you today to talk about a very serious topic. It's actually one of the most serious shows we've done.
Are you sure?
We spoke about Vaush. Yes, I'm sure. What makes you think otherwise?
Nothing.
I know they're probably
We
going to make
spoke on
this joke.
Friday
I won't
about
pause to
Vaush,
get to it.
Who's a political streamer
But like,
who leaked his
there's a very
his
real
uh-oh
possibility that
folder,
Vaush
his oh no
is
folder.
sweating at the opportunity to get
It's
made
brought-
fun
oh,
of by a guy
I'm
in
not
a horse
associated with
costume.
the
This might be
folder.
like Vaush's moment.
One, two,
there was nothing
three,
else
4,
except for
5.
this. This was
Thank you to
this was all of the political
Stamps.com
action.
for sponsoring us
for
today.
this.
Hey.
Woohoo! Wee wee! So so Vaush's Goon folder, I've heard people describe it as. I thought that was good. In the Goon folder, there was P words.
God bless you, fucking Zoomers. I swear to God, you guys come up with fucking great words. I'm never gonna be that old guy. I love them. I love the new Zoomer
Of
words. They're not all
horses.
perfect. They're not all winners, but Gooner is
But
fucking
honestly, the horses
insane.
was just the funniest part, and that's why I'm doing all this. The serious part was the lolly stuff.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I know. And since then, there's been a whole lot of, in my opinion, I'm gonna take this off now.
Yes, I need to see your face.
Nice to see you guys. We went through a lot of trouble just for that.
Ethan
fact,
looks
I'll
like he
tell
lost
you
to,
what.
or Ethan looks like
Thank
he
you,
lost a
AD, for getting
shitload
the
of weight
hay
since
this
last time I saw
morning.
him.
Well done to Sam getting the Gumby. Everybody was
Let me know if you need a touch up.
the barn was a bustling this morning, but I'll tell you what, we get started early. There was a whole lot. I felt like I was being gaslit by a bunch of pedos. Like I'm losing my fucking mind. All goddamn weekend, and I was just thinking about this
What a
show
good
on Monday because
what a good fucking audio
I had a little bit of a
clip,
loss
dude.
of innocence, and I mean that it sounds silly, but I'm being somewhat serious when I say that because I did not know
Oh my god.
that there were so many people that were like CP adjacent.
Is that the horse from Gumby? I don't think so.
Lollipops, I'm calling them now.
Mhm.
Vosh
Actually,
and the
now that I think about
Lollipops.
it.
Vosh and the Lollipop Guild.
Stroking as hard and fast as we can.
And since then as well, I barely touched on it. We took a long time getting through it because
Ethan's
we all were
on,
having fun with
Ethan
it.
on
I mean, it's
Black
just
Market
outrageous,
Ozempic. I
ridiculous.
still
But
don't understand the Ozempic
I feel like
stuff.
as we moved on, we started to understand like, oh, this is actually really sick.
Right.
When we got like a higher resolution, when we actually got to see what was in his folder,
This is sick.
and so
If they saw the same
since
thread,
then,
I
there's
saw
been a
that's
ton of
fucking
stuff
wild.
I've seen, man, that is absolutely
I beat everybody.
hair raising.
I was
and I'll-
literally, I was in the like, by accident, because I was researching somebody else who's fucking freak show adjacent. I was in I think where everybody's like getting all of the like, I've seen the content. I think I was in that motherfucker. I was in there, there was like one like. I think I was there before everyone, man. But it was too disgusting to talk about. If I could,
I'll tell you
gonna
this.
bring it up.
Yeah, I didn't know there were so many
That's a
people like
cutting
that.
edge
Because not only is
of the thing
Vaush,
you don't want to be a cutting edge of.
as I'll continue to show today, how do I put this? He seems to have a vested interest in normalizing.
If that is a horse costume,
And
then
people
I'm
are
going to
gonna say
assume
that
Jesse
I'm
Lee
going
Peterson
to
is
explain
Buck
that, but
Angel
I'm going to stand behind
cosplayer.
this. He seems to have a vested interest in normalizing amorous relationships between adults and children. And I know that's an insane claim to make, but I feel like when I'm done here, there'll be no other conclusion to draw.
Okay, yeah, fucking
That's what and so
Ethan's
not only
definitely
that,
he's definitely
which was
getting
disturbing and
gaslit.
shocking, but the amount of people that were coming to his defense, both fans of ours and some public figures like Keffels and Tipster, both came out.
Dude, okay, can I just say, for the record, off that, I don't care what happens to me. I don't care what kind of help I need. I don't care how bad my life has gotten. Keffels and Tipster, please never help me. I don't know if you're the last hands reaching down into the pit to lift me back up. Keffels and Tipster, please let me die. Just let me fucking go. Okay, it's time. I don't want to live on with the cheapened time that your assistance will give me. There's nothing. He doesn't have to say another thing. You can turn it off now. For like 80% of the people that have a problem, they're like, oh, well, there you go. Bro, Talk about nightmare blunt rotation. How about a nightmare reference list? Oh my god, it actually scares me. Like, I don't fucking hate Tipster and Keffel. Like, I don't have very powerful feelings towards them other than I'm mad about Keffels and the thing that I won't bring up on stream again. But I have an intifada against, like, ever mentioning her because of some of her content that's particularly egregious to me. But, like, Tipster's, like, in my mind, like, I don't really know his content. I know he's probably going to listen to this because apparently he fucking hears his name at the slightest of a whisper. But he's like, you know, in Gladiator, when the guy, he's been stabbed, right? And the guy's like, he's like, oh shit, like there's a rotting hole in my arm and there's maggots. And the guy's like, no, leave the maggots in. They help. And that, like, Tipster's those maggots. he's like a therapeutic maggot. And, like, I don't know, man. Maybe you do need that kind of assistance. Shout out everybody that's ever made fun of that poor guy. I have no hate in my heart for Tipster because I don't hate medical maggots either. You know what I'm saying? Just some people have a certain, like, point in this world, and I just sometimes it's just you got to go.
Against me.
Cheers, my horse. Love
Ozempic
ya,
is for
no
diabetes
Pia.
with a side effect of massive weight loss.
And
Tipster
Tipster was lovely enough to provide us with the new rendition, which we'll watch. We have so much to watch. I'm telling you, Dan.
2024 season
Tipster.
Tipster, dude.
Dan was like, should we talk about the Super Bowl? I says, dude, I have so much.
You know what's really fucking crazy? If you say Tipster's name 3 times, you don't summon Tipster. You summon Nicholas Diorio.
Super Bowl. We got Super Bowl. We got Bevo updates. Unbelievable.
Well,
Bevo
those are all. I mean, Bevo can wait. He's gonna have there's always something happening in Bevo's
Get the
world.
fuck out.
That is true.
The Super Bowl was cool. I mean, good. You know what I mean? They won. It was a plan. It was all.
Yeah.
It was all preordained.
Executed perfectly.
Usher slayed, and I was one that was like, I don't know why Usher, and then he came on and I was loving it.
He's a freak. He hasn't aged. He hasn't aged.
It's bizarre.
He was great.
It was great, right?
There was a lot of Usher hate, so I was happy. I felt redeemed.
I thought the show itself was good.
was
The
happy.
audio had some.
This is the tanky guy, right? He's got that tanky haircut, right? This is fucking. My man's wearing the fucking Haas.
Serious fucking problem.
He's got the Haas special on. Wait, actually,
I thought the show itself was good.
is this dude wearing the fucking infrared fit right now? What the fuck?
The
happy.
audio had some serious fucking problems.
Ooh, called out.
Zach and I were talking about it this morning. We were far from the only people to notice it. It was getting a lot of criticism. Did you notice right when he started his halftime show, his mic cut? The
Tyler,
audio guy
stop
was
right
slow
now.
to bring his mic up.
I'll be honest.
Am I crazy? This is 100% MAGA communism. This is the MAGA communism fit and ethos in a single.
Honest, I-
That's
fucking-
the cue.
in a
I
single-
wasn't paying
Super Bowl.
attention.
Yeah, we
You
weren't
have one
paying
job, dude.
attention. Too close.
I was eating ice cream or something.
Well, I think this is
But
like.
I want to
need
tell
him
you
to
all,
establish his.
Vaush and his supporters will tell you the following things.
Mhm.
It's out of context. All the clips of him. It wasn't.
Mm-mm.
We look.
Wait, what? What clips? What are they talking about? Is it the one that always gets shared, where it's the stupid, the worst argument anyone's ever fucking posited ever? I'm gonna say this. I think a good argument should be a good argument, and there's really not a lot in this whole sphere. But before I say anything, I will say Vaush deserves every bit of abuse he's catching over the entirety of this. If not for actually having done any of the evils in a range like that he did, simply enough for just being just so fucking gooner pilled. Like, I think I could. Let me hop out real, and I want to say this because I want to say this very explicitly. Vaush does not just get flack because he's misunderstood, and I think that is disingenuous. It doesn't mean that, like, you're a bad person for watching him. I would be included in that number, but he does not get flack just because of the statements that he's made that it may or may not have been taken out of context. I don't care to litigate it, whatever the fuck. He gets flack justifiably for spouting off insane, overly sexual comments all the time for the entirety of his career, which is like just desserts. It's unironically like some of this is me just trying to pick out who is and isn't being disingenuous, because like I kind of think I have a pretty solid grasp of what's going on. And this is a good moment for people to think that they're very capable of saying whatever the fuck that they want. And like, you can really, no one's being guarded in how they approach information. And so you can kind of see like, oh, all right. This guy's blah, blah, blah. It's more interesting to me for who is covering it and how they're covering it. But I will say this, Vaush had this coming. He had it coming, top to bottom. And he deserves to catch some fucking heat off of it because of the way that he conducts himself. That's just the nature of the game. Like, and it's not just like in debates and stuff like, oh, I was doing a blah, blah, blah. But the dude is on his Discord or the other Discords or whatever back being just gooner pilled all the time, saying like overly sexual shit, doing overly sexual jokes and blah, 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 blah. You kind of go in and out of it too. But like the dude's disposition and the way that he talks about stuff and some of the jokes that he thinks we're okay making and this, that, and the other, it is setting himself up. I think unironically, it's not going to end his career at all. I don't think he's going to really take much more than probably like, you know, the standard 15% sub hit that he takes every year around this time. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. It's February. It's February. As we get into spring and the horses start to frolic in the field, Vaush is going to come out and say something unfathomably pointlessly fucking stupid and cause a controversy because it's that time of the year. It's been something I could set my fucking clock by. But like unironically, yeah, he deserves to catch his fucking whipping over this and should take it with a grin. And I think he is. I don't think the dude gives a fuck. And go on. I don't understand, honestly, other than like content, what anyone's hoping to get out of this. I think I covered this kind of explicitly on Thursday. And don't worry, we'll get back to the video in a second. But I don't think this will change literally anything. I think this is just going to be an overly long content cycle and then just a little bit of additional spice for every single debate that he's in. I mean, it is going to indelibly hurt, as per always, his ongoing relationships with anybody outside of the internet world. But like, really, when we get down to it, this is just an extension of the Brianna Joy Gray debate mess that I remember from back before I really started doing this shit, which was another reason that I got in here. And it was just like, dude, just literally, it doesn't matter how stupid a black woman's being, just literally never call her subhuman. And then don't put your fucking fans, especially, in a position where they have to defend you. You know what I'm saying? Just come at me like, that was stupid of me to say. Don't do it. Don't say that. It's fucking stupid of me. Like, there's so much more work we could get out of. I was gross. I am gross. You know, like maybe I could figure, but like the dude is just set. Like he's just who he is. And like, he's just getting, this is the natural kind of comeuppance for, you know, live by the goon, die by the goon kind of vibe he's always had. And I think embraced to a degree. And just a good learning point for people that are going forward, I think is the best to get out of it. But I gotta say, there is like anybody that's, I think what I'm really trying to articulate, anyone that's trying to pretend that they're doing some sort of investigation or that they're fixing the internet or leftist discourse or changing anything at all by like harping on this for a long time is just full of shit. I only have to look. I think Mike from PA still hates Vaush, right? I don't even have to look at that stream to know that's probably all the dude's probably fucking talked about for fucking days. You know what I mean? And it's just a fucking, everybody that's around this that talks about it for more than a week is a fucking clout goblin, which is okay because it's the fucking internet. But anyone that pretends like I'm going to change it, the world's going to be different. Oh my God. Well, he's got to be brought to task. Like, the dude's not doing any crimes. He's just gross and he's always been gross. Are the scales lifted from your eyes now? Fucking Vaush, a yuck.
At the
Look at Mr. Sex Haver
Look
here.
at it
Let's give him a
and
round of
let's do
applause, folks.
They
Hey,
will tell you that what was
every
in the
time
folder
I
was
do,
not lolly.
I get
It
one.
was lolly by Vaush's own admission, which I will show you. That it's all been debunked or explained a million times.
Aren't
they'll say.
Abba and Preach Canadian? Every time someone has a large profile online and they're fucking wrong about everything, they're Canadian. So
Has
I don't know.
not.
It depends on how wrong they are.
It has not. You will hear the same tired reasoning for every clip. This is the context that they continue to tell us is cut out because it's the same justification every time he brings it up. He says other industries are bad, like cobalt mining or chocolate, but we aren't morally consistent. saying that he's not saying he's pro CP. He's saying he's anti-capitalism or consumer capitalism. And so this is the point that we've grappled with in great detail already and explained why that's obscene and wrong.
Right.
And yet they'll continue to tell us that it's been debunked or that it's old,
Why? I don't know. I'm not defending Vaush, but I am attacking argumentation in this. Why is that written out like fucking Stalin shit? We are not
covered. This defense, by the way, may have been believable up until we found that he's actually consuming lolly stuff.
Yeah.
What
I feel
are
like
you reading? What's
the
going
context about how everything happened.
It's all changed.
So he leaked this folder, which was super silly to begin with.
The horse shit is what got me.
It was funny at first, and then the more you look at it, it starts to get a little disturbing, and then you realize all of his background, and that's basically the rabbit hole we went down.
Absolutely, and he accuses me continually in this video of doing a bad faith character assassination attempt. I have no reason to assassinate this man's character. I thought the horse porn was funny, and bro, you need to at least find God on that one because that shit is objectively ridiculous and funny.
I could say there's no way Vaush is mad about the horse porn. Vaush not only does not beat the fucking he does not challenge the horse porn shit at all. It's got to be the other stuff.
Right. What?
I mean, having a to sort folder is funny.
It's all good.
That's where we all started.
Yeah.
It started from this just being really funny.
There was so much to say about it, and so as we reacted to it live, it became more and more apparent that this is more disturbing. There's other disturbing parts of this. So, and again, I'm telling you, the other thing that Vaush and his fans will try to tell you, that I'm trying to pretend like he's been hiding this, that I'm acting like it's some big dark secret that he's hiding. And so, in his mind, he's saying that because people know that I'm a pervert, therefore you shouldn't be outraged by it. Now,
Yeah, they never got into this. I don't know what we're kind of bouncing around here. Like, the thing, just like if the dude does the thing wrong, like just get him, present the goddamn argument. I know that the argument that's presented, because I've heard it 15 million fucking times now, is just it's still a dumb argument. That if exploiting children is bad in the terms of pornographic exploitation, then we should be upset that children are being exploited as workers too, which is still just a bad argument because that's not why. It's just a bad argument because that's not why it's bad. It's bad because of the CSA. All right, without dwelling on it for anybody to get, that's inherently bad because that's a bad thing regardless of proximity to labor and compensation. It's bad regardless of capitalism's existence. It's bad. So that's why it's a bad argument because it's relative to something else. This is the other problem with really the Kaczynski school. The Kaczynski school of argumentation, begun by Stephen Bennell of Nebraska. Stephen, a notable post-Soviet philosopher, Stephen Bennell, used to articulate through emotionally charged language. The Kaczynski method was to take the emotionally charged aspects of it to max in order to disarm and discombobulate, as per Sherlock Holmes, discombobulate his opponents by basically being more performatively disgusting than they were. However, this does leave you with a few notable underbelly strike areas, which is you have to bring up one of the worst possible things at all in a situation that it does not need to be brought up in, which I think is sufficient. And you also do put your audience in a position where they have to then defend it because technically it is defensible and they support you because they like your content and you fucked up on that one. You know what I'm saying? I think the repeated defense of it too, it's kind of puts you in a bad position. Like as a viewer, when I was still just viewing, you know what I mean? And I didn't have to think of this in terms of like I'm online content brain. I can get, I was like, I can defend this, whatever, and then walk away. But now that I'm actually a creator and I have to think my way through it and like the possibility of what effect I'm going to have on you dipshits if I say something that's funny or interesting or that you want to repeat, then I have to go, fuck, okay, yeah. Don't ever do this first and foremost. It's a bad argument. Because first off, it just doesn't logically follow. And second, even if you win in the moment, it's the most Pyrrhic victory you'll ever experience, possibly in your life. And so you can just let it go. There's better ways to probably articulate child abuse through because unironically, abusing children through labor is, I would say, without reservation, still not as bad as the other provided example, because like I said before, that's still bad. You know what I mean? Like, in a universal way, that's always bad. Whereas children doing jobs can be good. You know what I mean? Like, children performing labor can be good, which puts you into the position of, well, is it excess labor? Is it the nature of the labor? Yes, and blah, 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 blah. Which there's better ways to approach that also than just absolutely fucking nuking it. You know what I mean? Some battles aren't worth fighting. I feel like his fans are more worried about his optics than he is, and it's incredibly troubling. Like, why should I worry for someone who isn't worried for themselves? I think that might be the case. That's actually a pretty solid assessment of the situation, in my opinion. Because there's just the repeated defense of it and the sort of smugness around it that I don't think he can actually help. I think it's just an acoustic thing. He comes off as being smug. Just makes everything a little bit worse too, and it just needs to be stepped away from permanently. You know, if I was him, I think I would just say, don't ever defend me on this again. I was wrong, and it was creepy for me to. It's like one of the few times I think it's okay to not necessarily apologize, but mea culpa the internet, because you're not even doing it for you anymore. Like, it's not going to help Vaush, but it will probably, I think, help his fan base. And, you know, with given his size, even his orbiters maybe come out of this with their noses a little bit cleaner than otherwise. This is why I do not orbit. I am not a fucking orbiter. I don't think I ever fucking want to. I might hail Bop's Comet. You know what I mean? I guess some fucking communities. I don't even know if that's technically orbiting. I guess maybe it literally is. I don't know. Because everybody has to orbit at some point. But I'm definitely not going to become a permanent moon of any community, especially for that fucking reason. Like, Jesus Christ! Imagine being a Vaush waiting room today. And like, you're like, I wanted to talk about something that's interesting to me, and instead you've got to defend. You can't even have I can have a conversation about it. Like, some of you guys get fucking mad at me and leave. Bye. I'm fixing it. I'm not orbiter. I want my own community that's mine, because I'm fucking greedy. I'm a selfish boy, and I want my shit for me. Leave. You know what I mean? But like, if you're a true orbiter, you know, you have to like, fuck. You gotta put on the horse gloves again. Did somebody delete a comment that made it through, or did that go up? Oh, what? No. Wow, I'm so big that some people's things are bypassing me. I think it was a really fucking stupid argument to make, but I understand the underlying point he was trying to make, and it definitely wasn't CP is good. No, it wasn't. You actually do have to sit down and do a full logical reassessment to get to a point where you can say that it's positive. And I think he's even in the most ingenerous. I think it's the unfortunate mention, that's the suggestion that it is morally ambivalent, which is still to a degree damning. The degree is the entirety of the circle almost. But yeah, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, and it does put people in a weird position. But I feel like it does need to be. This is a strictly technical discussion of the Kaczynski method, and more condemnation of certain darker aspects of the Benel school.
Not everybody in the world you might be. I didn't know you were a pervert on this level, and so what does it matter if it was hidden or out in the open? You know what I mean? It's still fucking disturbing. Mm-hmm. And by the way, that's also not true, because the lolly shit was not out in the open. There's a new wrinkle in the fabric of this story.
But also, there's different levels of knowing somebody on the internet. I've seen his clips from time to time on a certain subject, especially lately with so much going on in the world. Sometimes a clip of his will come up and we'll watch it. That doesn't mean that I know anything about Vaush or his history or his Discord chats with his fans.
Dan was over there looking at them like this, because he knows what clips she's talking about. He's going like this, thinking about Palestine, maybe Russia.
And this is a whole different
you just
level
say
of like
Benel
knowing you
school?
and
Yeah.
following you.
It's
It's
a literal
sometimes
iceberg.
clips.
It's just like exactly.
So,
And
I
another,
don't know that you're into horses.
I didn't know that about him.
That was news,
Yeah. And by the way,
and that's fine.
there's
on
a lot
its
of
own.
people being like, you know what? Consuming horse porn is people make this argument that it's ethically okay. You know what? I'm not going to even argue with you guys.
Right.
You can have your horse porn, but I'm allowed to think that it's fucking weird and to judge you
Sure.
for watching that shit. Like, I'm
I
sorry.
agree.
I'm
Those are
judging
two
you.
correct things
You know?
that can exist.
That's it. Keemstar.
Paraphilias should be kept secret because it's an aspect of your personality. It should be kept secret, or at least in confidence. This is just a thing that needs to be explicitly said, especially on the left, where I feel like a lot of people are way too comfortable oversharing graphic aspects of their existence with other people. It's, been a problem in other communities, obviously, and it never goes anywhere good. If you have a fetish, if you have a paraphilia, whether or not it's like normal or whatever, I don't care to hear your arguments at all, because I just don't want to know things about you. That's pretty much what it boils down to, and you'll never convince me otherwise. You can literally never convince me that other people just don't want to know things about you that would be highly uncomfortable to them, that they'll never need to know. No one will ever need to know your paraphilias. They never need to know them. Everybody has them. That's fine. In certain contexts, you can even discuss them openly with other consenting adults. But literally, keep them like your dick in your fucking pants. Especially when you're out in public, and especially when you're on camera. There's sometimes it's funny to joke about dumb shit like fucking like, hey man, everybody likes a furry or whatever the fuck, you fucking weirdos every once in a while with, it's not a bunny cam, it's a foot cam. A little bit of jokes is okay. All right. But revolving your personality around it is not. And like going into explicit detail about shit is fucking strange. You have to have, and especially this is the real hard and fast rule about it. If you are not good at understanding other people's emotions, if you have aspects of if you have aspects of your personality as a model train enjoyer, okay, that makes you feel like you don't always understand how people feel about things, never share anything about yourself that should be private ever, period. You just keep it to yourself. Never share any of the hyper private details. Paraphilias, bank account information, your opinions on race, sex, and religion. Just keep those to yourself. Not because they're wrong, not because you should be ashamed of them, but because you might not personally understand or be able to contextualize the limits of someone else. And if it was something you could have not said and caused less overall damage, then just shut the fuck up about it. Don't bring it up. I feel like I am simultaneously, this is a weird version of hopscotch. Every fucking person here who's like kind of like built like from the communities that I came from, that's like an adult, is like, I don't know why you need to tell anyone this. And then there's probably still other people who are like, now I don't know, that sounds a little excessive. But that's pretty much it. Especially if you become larger, keep your private stuff to yourself. And if once you've opened that box, understand it may never be closed. It can never be closed. It goes back to the Benel school of the Benel contradiction, as I'll call it. I love fucking. If you're new, I know we have 229 concurrents. By the way, everybody like the stream right the fuck now. If you're new here, I like to refer to online personalities in the context of like there's some sort of like legendary philosopher, because it just tickles me fucking pink, and there's really no other reason why. But the Benel contradiction, is it okay to say slurs in my house if I am in private, is a statement that is simultaneously true and untrue. It's actually the Benel paradox. There we go. The Benel paradox. Because in mentioning that you do a thing in private, you have now made it unprivate. As a matter of fact, it is okay to go and say slurs in the privacy of your own home where no one can be bothered. But by saying it outside the privacy of your own home that you do it, you are now bothering people by letting them imagine that you say slurs outside of your home. Isn't that crazy? The Benel contradiction. Sorry, I said it better. The the Benel paradox. How much better is that? Doesn't that shit sound so fucking good? By the way, all the philosophers everyone's always jerking themselves off about are these same assholes. All right, writing fart letters to their wives and fucking thinking about horse dicks. It's all the same people. But when you start you juice it up a little bit, it goes from, do you know about the time Destiny was talking about he can say slurs whenever he wants, to, have you discussed the deeper implications of the Benel paradox? It's a thought. And now it's no longer an internet fucking fuckboy moment. It's now an aspect of epistemology. I think I'm using epistemology wrong. Fuck, that word's hard. An aspect of the dialectic. I pray so much at home, he said to the crowd. Tyler says slurs at home, confirmed. I've been saying Gooner on camera the whole time.
Even said about us that we were more charitable with context than anyone he's ever seen on the internet. Now, of course, it's worth mentioning that Keemstar hates Vaush. And of course, as he does with nearly everybody on the internet.
He almost said, and of course, us as well.
And Keemstar, you can get the fuck out of my chat. Literally suck a fucking dick.
However, and this... Okay, Tipster. Well, hold on now, Tipster. Our allegiances are all twisted.
Yeah.
Tipster has turned our world upside down, man.
Man.
Fucking hell.
Well, Keem, I guess, had a situation where someone drew his daughter, and so this is personal to him. So
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
Did that actually fucking happen? I know exactly what they're talking about. That was like, they're talking about fucking Shadbase, who was the other Shad, fucking internet demon. Fuck, literal freak. Weirdest. I don't know how Shadbase fucking existed for a while, but don't look him up ever. Literally, if anything, put it as a unsearchable term in your computer forever. But Shadbase is like a living meme. He's some Swedish person that draws lolly fucking porn and like other horrible, disgusting things. Weirdly, he draws like memes and shit too, right? He draws non-pornographic shit, but a lot of his stuff is pornographic. One of the most bizarrely unappealing art styles ever, like perfectly fucking awful, I think, by intent. Like, just a very strange dude. I thought he was in jail forever. Apparently, he's back out, by the way. Apparently, Shadman has been released from prison. But, God, this goes all the way back. I remember seeing this on Twitter back in the day. He made a bet that he would R34 Keemstar's kid if fucking Hillary Clinton lost the election. I didn't think anyone would fucking actually do that. That's fucking disgusting. But like, there you go. God, that's ancient fucking internet history. I only know about that because like I was seeing the screenshots of it, and it's like, you know, this date and then that date. I didn't think he'd actually fucking do it. That's fucking gross.
So what Keem said, and I didn't know
that.
Somebody, an artist that I guess Vaush is friends with, drew CP of Keem's daughter.
Disgusting.
Okay, so now that I've provided that context, which I thought was going to be a pointless bit of me talking, there's no way Shadbase and fucking Vaush are friends. Shadbase is like, isn't Shadbase the fucking Nazi, isn't he? Am I crazy? I mean, he's got that, he like, and this isn't me being like a fucking like lefty, whatever. All of his aesthetics are him in Nazi outfits, like all of it. You know what I mean? I might be wrong on that, but I would be stunned to find out that's the case. Chat, correct me. What in the fuck?
That's what he said. Now, Keemstar is not a reliable reporter. We would need a third party, but that's what he said. And that Vaush is, I guess, just like openly friends with this person, who's a known lolly artist.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the video now because I saw it right before we went live, but.
Shadbase wasn't a Nazi. He was Swedish, but yet I repeat myself.
I wasn't sure if he said Vaush's friend or Tipster's friend, but
oh,
it may have
true.
been
Okay,
I'll
good.
confirm.
Good. So,
sorry, what did they say again?
It may have
true.
Been
Okay,
I'll
good.
confirm.
Good.
Wasn't sure if he said Vaush's friend or Tipster's friend, but
oh,
it may have
true.
been
Okay,
I'll
good.
confirm.
Good.
There can't be a person. There can't be another person who engaged in that, but I don't know how any of them are friends. Are they friends too? By the way, is it they're actually friends or is it like their Twitter mutuals? Because I am probably everyone's Twitter mutuals with their friends and enemies at this point. You know, like I think I follow Matt Walsh on on my political thing. I fucking hate the guy. I would enjoy watching his car sink into the Ohio River. Like the only disappointing part about it would be if I didn't have like a nice beverage to drink while I watched it happen. But like we could be mutuals. I always think that's fucking weird. That's always a weird point to make. It's always a shitty point to make. And these guys should know more. Should know better than it. I would need like a lot of evidence.
I'm not pretending that it's a big dark secret. I didn't fucking know about this. And even if I was saying it was a big dark secret, what does it matter, bro? You know, it doesn't change what it is. So you can stop with that one. The other thing he keeps saying is that we were friends and that I backstabbed him or something, which is entirely absurd. I've literally talked to him twice in Twitter DMs. Twice. Briefly. So this whole thing that I should be...
And it's his tradition too. I know, because it was like these guys were getting flack, and I think it was... I know why I know about it, because it was the Hassan thing, and like Vaush is like, hey man, sorry to hear you're going through it. And of course, if somebody's like, Vaush did DM me once, he said a nice thing to me. Fuck, get it up into his fucking ribs. I'll tell you what, whether or not you fucking like it, you just have to admit,
running defense
Vaush
for
is
him,
mostly
being like
stab wounds.
Can I call it CP? Is that justified or is that?
Chad Base is a fucking cognito hazard, 100%.
Yeah, drawn CP.
CP does have
the
a
drawing
direct
element
child
makes
victim,
it very
so
different
it's
than
on
if it
another
wasn't
level.
drawing.
True. So should I call it drawn CP or just a lolly?
Probably call it.
Drawn CP, I think
is
is fair.
fine.
I mean, it seems
If it's-
accurate.
Because I don't want to put anything on him that's not correct. That's not totally accurate. You know.
Key, I like it, Picasso.
Okay, so just to clarify, there was an artist that drew some lolly that supposedly Chris from Mr. Beast's crew shared. That same artist drew Keem's daughter.
Oh, it's got nothing to do with Vaush or Tipster or anything?
So it was all...
I heard him say that they were friends.
Yeah, no, he kind of links it all
Okay,
together.
whatever. We're
Yeah.
talking the Keemstar Vortex.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of this.
Dan's over here on the side with like, delete that for me real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, Dan found out a way to get vengeance for Hassan, man. He's getting like pre-pizza sent to his house later.
Yeah.
That's why Dan's so fucking dripped up. He's playing the long game, bro. Dan's fucking dripped up in this because he's fucking long gaming it. He knows Hassan's gonna watch this, and Hassan's gonna talk shit about, you know, I have my problems with H3H3. We haven't talked for a little bit, but who's this guy? Who's dripped up right here? Who's dripped up right here? Who's dripped up right here? We gotta get him on. People, his chat will be like, oh, that's Dan. Dan's base. Dan's a tanky. He's gonna be like, oh, just get him on the fucking podcast.
Listen, apologies to everyone we mentioned in that. I don't know nothing about any of that shit.
Right.
That's a Keemstar.
This is all these pauses that I just did. He just went straight to that was made up.
Yeah.
We got so
Other than that, somebody drew his.
Shut the fuck up, Ethan. Stop talking about it. You just said you made it up. You just said you made it up. Stop talking about it, you fucking goon. Oh my God. I love him, bro.
His daughter.
It's so crazy because it's like, if you want to make a good argument against them, like, I support it, dude. Just blow them up out of the water, whatever. But you got whole chunks of it where you're like, what are you reading on this laptop? This laptop needs to be on screen at all time because it's just fucking lying to him. There's so many criticisms to make. That's the problem. Is there's so many good criticisms to make. Things that Vaush's audience would unironically probably take to heart, if they were made by a large enough creator to actually like hit a large like scale amount of them. But if you do dumb shit while you're on the way, they get a fucking mental out to say, no, you were disingenuous about X thing. I can fucking like leave. And it's not minor, man. It's not like, you know, we all make mistakes. Like, fuck, dude, I'm a live streamer too. I mean, take it from a pro. You know, you make mistakes while you're on the fly, but like I always leave like a bit of an out for people to like, okay, yeah, I kind of get what he was saying there, and this is whatever. I'm listening to chat here. Very frequently being corrected on the fly. It's fine. But like you can't. That's iconic high level information that like you should just be getting off of like basic. You're presenting yourself as though you did research. Like you're on the internet. you're not even reacting to anything. You're like, we put this together. We have weighed the facts. We have seen through the entirety of the evidence, and we have found the defendant guilty. And then you're like, what's on the laptop? And it's just like, it's just a collection of tweets that Dan fucking threw together for them. By the way, shout out Dan for being my punching bag throughout the entirety of this. He got money. He lives in LA. He has a nice hat. He's fine.
Additionally, you know, you will hear these arguments for two reasons from his fans and his defenders. The only two reasons that I can see: one, they've been misled by Vaush, and they don't grasp the entirety.
How did Vaush
of the
actually expose it? He's just a fucking moron. He's into. Like, he has a folder, he puts everything he downloads into, and he opened it on stream, and it had
they also watch.
He was looking for one thing, and then he had porn in it too.
Like,
and his
I'm
taxes.
sorry, but if you're out here defending this shit, you need to really check your fucking self, because you do not want to die on Lolly Hill.
Floating milk porn.
We lost a lot of good men out on Lolly Hill. It was a bloodbath that day. We do not want to lose any more. Guys, don't throw your life away. Don't die on Lolly Hill. There are other places to choose your battle.
Yeah. I think this is being pretty fucking ingenuous too, because it doesn't seem like people are like defending Lolly or anything. Like, unironically, like I'm side to side with that community. I've seen a bunch of the videos. Like, the Lolly defender guys hate him and like his closest scion in Xander Hall. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's just not the case. So like, why are we jumping on that specifically? Like, you should just be like, stop defending Vaush when he does dumb shit that makes you as his fan look bad is fine. But like, if you're creating a situation where you're just literally wrong about what's happening, then like getting fucking like, sorry, anybody that disagrees with me is pro Lolly. Like, okay, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? I'm sorry. Did you just want to be right today? Is that what is it cheat code day for you?
Say that the average private going out on Lolly Hill only survives for 22 minutes.
Jesus.
The stats in Vietnam. It's not right. And I hate to say it, but two people that we are somewhat friendly on the show, Tipster and Keffels, have sacrificed themselves to Lolly Hill, which we'll get into. Do not lose faith, my friends. What you are hearing is merely the death rattle of a community on life support. Continual posts on our subreddit from supposed fans and defenders of Vaush, which again, there are many, which is what prompted me to even
Did these guys actually get fucking like excoriated? What's with the reading off the laptop?
What you are hearing is the death rattle of a community on life support. There is no longer shade for Vaush and his supporters to hide under. No. Today, the truth will be laid bare to bathe in the light of truth and justice. Let us flood this dark corner of the internet with a blinding light. Let the rats and cockroaches scurry.
I swear to God, I didn't pre-watch
And again,
it.
not to say anything about rats and cockroaches in terms of like, that. I'm just saying they live in the sewer. That's what they live in the sewer. That's
Rats will dance for money. If you
I wrote that this morning. I thought it sounded badass.
I was gonna say, amen.
It's a little too serious.
No, bro, that
was like,
fucking
let's fucking just get super ridiculous with this.
General Klein.
I thought it would be a little funny, but it didn't really strike any. It didn't.
No.
Thought he'd be more like, and today, soldiers, we will fight on Lolly Hill. We will fight on the breaks of the coastline of Lolly Coast. Everything's Lolly. We have fans proclaiming on our subreddit they are canceling their membership.
Ooh.
That's right. This is a post of a post. This is uncomfortable, but I don't think we should reward Ethan's recent behavior with memberships or subscriptions. Here's why. I don't actually have a link to that one, but I posted it in my stories. But they're saying...
Hold on. Can we please create a new rule where people can't promote the idea of unsubscribing or taking away members from the podcast? This is just hateful. Especially after Ethan has talked about how much the show relies on that and how much Love and AB rely on it. And I know that posts like these won't bring down the show next week, but somewhere it does add negative energy, and I'm sick and I'm tired of people feeling so incredibly entitled to overly criticize a podcast that brings thousands of people joy and, in my opinion, harms nobody. Didn't do anything wrong. Is somebody Sam Hyde posting? I'm not saying it's no evidence, but there's some serious Sam Hyde posting like energy in the way that this is written. I don't know if this is a long time person that's posting a bunch.
Saying because I'm a
green accountant harms nobody and didn't do nothing wrong. Strange. I don't know. Okay, I won't even explain crypto shit to you guys. You just don't even know. in my restless dreams, I see that town, Folly Hill. Okay, dude, that's a game that must never be permitted to be created. This is lame. In any case, I'll tell you this right now. If you guys don't like me, fucking leave. I don't give a fuck. Let me die. If my content becomes shit, do not become my life support system for a video because of a video you watched 7 fucking years ago, all right? This shit's fucking cringe, okay? Fuck H3's community a little bit for posting like this because I feel like this is invigorating this weird war feeling between these people that's going on. Where it's like it's us versus them. Vaush's community is this fucking monolith that's gonna come wipe us off the face of the earth. We need to make sure we give them. Don't threaten the bag. We need to give them more money. Like what the fuck, dude? That happens to everybody. First off, that's not like a unique thing. Like oh my god, it needs to be banned. Like dude. Fucking Kroger changes like the location of their cereal and people will be like, I'm never shopping there again. The Kroger needs to be shut down. I can't find my Lucky Charms anymore. What am I supposed to walk to aisle 8? This is just an aspect of having a business. You know what I mean?
Representing and lying and all this stuff.
I feel like this shit's getting fucking Ethan all fired up. He's writing goddamn manifestos. This dude's talked to fucking, he had Hassan on his podcast. He's fucking had an argument with Vaush about Vaush being creepy. The next logical step is writing manifestos and then going on Destiny to debate, I don't know, somebody, probably a chatter with 50 fucking followers on Twitter.
Shame.
And so let's say this, let's put a twist on this, eh?
Get the fuck out.
Let's get those members up. You know what I mean? Let's get those members up today. Do you know what I'm saying, people? Like Pariah and Mauled, because we say yes to adult pornography. We say yes to consenting adult pornography. We love it, in fact.
This is fucking lame.
In moderation, I think. So here's Tipster, big tip, friend of the show, was even featured in our live.
It's okay to get money off the internet. Like, I'm fine. Hey, if you guys want to support the channel, I'm here. Send me a super chat. Give me a sub. But are we going to pretend that was not an entire segment that just led to e-begging? Off of the CP issue? Like, what the fuck? Truly, to be on the internet is to have no heroes, man.
Cheers, my dude. Love you, no homo. Now updated too.
It'd be funny to see fucking Hassan mauled over leftovers.
Updated.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya, no pedo.
They can't do reheated without me.
Find out. Tipster said genuinely disappointed seeing what H3H3 Productions did to Vaush earlier tonight. You'd think after everything Hassan's community, as well as others in the past, have done to
misrepresent Ethan, he wouldn't be so quick to do the same to others, yet here we are. He even used the same out-of-context clips all writers have used to defame Vaush time and time again. Whatever this is intended to be, this is not the move. It's extremely bad faith.
Misrepresent Ethan. Okay. He wouldn't be so quick to do the same to others. Yet here we are. Here's the difference, Tipster, and other people that are echoing this. I don't justify. First of all, okay, you know what? I don't justify the shit that I did. I'm not happy, but I engage with the stuff that I've done in the past openly and honestly and as frequently as I need to, because I'm aware that stuff I've said and done are extremely offensive and mean. And these are things that I'm reckoning with, and I've served to help me mature as a person. So this concept, and again, I see this echoing. He helped you, therefore you need to cover for him enjoying drawn CP. Like, I'm sorry, in what fucking world does that make any sense?
That's not what happened, though. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that weird? Literally, not even defend it. Like, it's just bad arguments. It's lazy content. Like, this is fucking slot brain trash, man.
Also, he didn't defend me because he likes me. He probably did it because he thought I was right. Yet here we are. He even used the same out of context clips art writers have been used to defame Vaush this time and time again. I see this and I say, bro, he must not have watched it and just was going to the go-to out of context, because we made a huge emphasis on putting everything in context and watching it in the full entirety of the clip. And so the fact that he's out here saying we took stuff out of context is just like a self-report that he's just on autopilot here.
Right. I mean, obviously what he did is still bad.
Can anybody, like, I can't fucking sit to the other videos. Did they actually watch the entire video, or is it just like I want to cut through all that bullshit. It's just not. The go-to arguments that I mentioned, you're going to hear it everywhere you go. It's out of context. It wasn't Lolly. It's been debunked. All wrong, by the way. He said, I'm good.
Oh, and another thing I'll see, he uses the same out-of-context clips alt-writers use. So if Nazis are alt-writers like popsicles, am I not supposed to enjoy ice cream anymore? Like, just because they said it doesn't mean it's wrong, dude. Like, it might surprise you to know, but there are alt-writers that also don't like pedophiles. And, like, I feel there's a pretty big Venn diagram. There's
It's not that big of a Venn diagram if that's the point he's going to make. I'm not going to lie. If you've never been on the internet, Ethan, if you just log off every day and just read whatever fucking your crew gives you, I got to tell you, the lolicon alt-righter Venn diagram is almost a fucking perfect circle. There's actually not a lot of room for anyone else in that fucking
Something like that.
disc.
Not defending all
I was just gonna
alt-righters.
say, the people criticizing Vaush from the alt-right are probably criticizing him for being a hypocrite, not for
Well, that
liking
sure,
lawless
that
stuff, because they all like that shit.
No, Dan, you fucking dipshit. They're criticizing him because when he fucking gets caught, he doesn't share links.
Too.
That's
All
what
of
pisses them off the most.
I mean, no, I guess not.
I'm basically saying that as a joke, but unironically, when I looked into the fucking like busted thread, you know, where it was like all these people who are like, I hate Vaush because of his opinion of alt-right, like those are the ones that searched it down. They're the ones that know where to find this stuff. And they knew the characters' names and ages off rip. And then the comments below it are like, actually, like, Vaush is pretty base. This is pretty good taste. It's fucking my man, my dude, my bro. It's crazy how fucking lazy
Well, let me
H3
say
has
this.
gotten.
there's
Because back in the day, they used to make good fucking rips on people and actually like they'd actually like chop them up pretty good and like look at stuff, you know? But like, fuck, dude, they almost got obliterated by Matt Haas. You could legitimately, with the size they are, probably take a fucking chunk out of him off of that one. Nah. More than likely not, because Vaush's reputation is so fucking trashed by Vaush's own actions. There's no fucking way he'd ever be able to convince a fucking anyone that like somebody could do damages. But like a cease and desist, I could see maybe.
got to be a big Venn diagram of all different groups of people, criminals,
Nah.
Nazis,
Eh.
libs,
Eh.
you know, and every other social group you can think of. And there's a big, fat, juicy circle in the middle that says hates pedophiles. So I'm sorry that alt-righters have also...
No, man. I gotta tell you, no. No. It's not the case. Bro, there's a whole chunk of the country that's trying to fucking let you marry 13-year-olds. And it's not the side that Vaush is on. The dude's never come out in support of it. However, certain detractors have, and they all got Genshin Impact PFPs. You know what I mean?
said this about him, but they were probably right. You know,
No pedo.
we all fucking like McDonald's, bro. OJ Simpson's eating
It isn't hard to
McDonald's.
find
I'm
some of the
gonna skip
lolly
getting some
wearing a
goddamn
Nazi
quarter pounder
armband
with
on
cheese.
Twitter. Not at all. It's
not
a
happening.
wild point
You
to
know what I
make.
mean?
I do, man. I'm with you, bro. Whatever this was intended to be, there's one thing for sure, he continues. This was not the move. And it was an extremely bad
conservative
faith
America has
misrepresentation of
5-year-old
Vaush.
beauty
Another
pageant
thing they say,
queens,
bad
like-
faith. I don't think they know what that means.
I don't either. I don't understand it.
Dude, the most notorious fucking 5 terabyte enjoyer ever caught in America was a devout Mormon. Like Jared Fogle is a Mormon. You know what I mean? Like a super Mormon with lived in a fucking hyper Mormon like fucking conservative neighborhood. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like literally like it is like a conservative Mormon like little micro city and shit where it's all full of fucking rich people and shit. It's always church fucking the biggest like where the conservatives are doing it all the time. Like the Catholic Church is like a little liberal compared to like evangelical Christianity that wants to do its own theocratic fucking like Holocaust throughout America. Yeah, but they're still fucking hyper conservative. They're like fucking all the kids, bro. It's always a church leader or a cop. It's cops so many fucking times, bro. So much. Amos Yee was a conservative. Fuentes is a literal fucking nonce, bro. Fuentes is an open nonce. He's about it. It's actually a crazy fucking point to make. Yeah, you guys didn't know Fogle was a Mormon? Mormon.
So anyway, tipster, we tipped the
Cheers, my horse. Love ya. No pedo.
give me the horse thing.
No, I think people are making some points. I think he's just pissed.
Against a far-right stalker forum that made multiple people kill themselves. Now you are using out-of-context clips sourced from the same website to attack people. Do better, Ethan.
No.
I didn't call you a hero for defending Vaush. I said I thought what you did was heroic going up against Kiwi Farms. Does that exclude you from criticism for the rest of my life? Of course not. Don't be dense.
I don't think that's even the point that they're making. So
moron. The only thing you're showing is what a fucking moron you are. Again,
dude. So this is also, by the way, this is the okay. So what the Sorrenti method, or the Sorrenti's approach here. Sorrenti's approach here was to attempt to use a tukoke argument, a real word, if I used it correctly. Tukoke means basically, oh shit, members go up. Thank you. 50 West Side membership. Thank you. Thank you. I thought you would be mad at me because I'm talking about H3H3. Thank you very much, everybody. Saying thank you to members go up. If you're just hanging out in here for the first time, you just got gifted a membership, baby. Thank you so much, man. The Sorrenti method in here is a tukoke argument, which I find to be very weak, but they're hyper common on the internet. It's actually one of the biggest issues with the Kaczynski method is the excessive use of tukoke arguments. Tukoke basically means, but why? But what about you? It's like old fancy speak for but why did you do that? It's a attempt to point out the interlocutor's own behavior as an aspect of hypocrisy. And so if you don't do thing, then why am I do thing? It has extremely limited reach. Generally, it's kind of based in a more sophistry type vibe where you want to argue on the behalf of the people that are observing you, as opposed to the, basically I want the observers to be poisoned against you because of your hypocrisy, rather than presenting an argument that actually is on its face correct, which Sorrenti's fucking not particularly adept at. Sorrenti's foibles, documented at length in her channel, Keffels, goes into, it's very expansive. This would be what I would call a classic Sorrenti blunder. Don't these sound fucking so cool? Doesn't it make you feel like you're smarter than you are when I just use the better words to describe just saying it's dumb? Members go brrr. Tremendous. Best side Tyler clip segment is better content. Yeah. This part is stupid Twitter war. It really is. It's good to talk about though, because of the issues in the argumentation. I've made the best probable argument against Vaush. I think it's not particularly great because first off, Vaush just didn't do anything illegal. Sorry, in America, it's just illegal to do that, regardless of how gross it is. It's just not illegal. So you're basically requiring at that point a harassment campaign in order to enforce mob justice, so to say, to get his channel taken down. What they're doing right now is literally just trying to get people emotionally charged against Vaush in order to harass him off the internet. We didn't say that. Shut the fuck up. I don't even care to hear that. Obviously, that's what's going on. You're juicing people. What else will come of this? Because first off, it's not the Kaczynski will never surrender his equestrian predilections or whatever else he may or may not be in. I would need more resource and information gathering than all of this circumstantial evidence that was compiled and put together by a series of dipshits on the internet who have never successfully levied a charge against somebody that you're saying is dangerous around kids, basically. So what are we doing? What are we trying to accomplish? We're smearing Vaush. I don't know how you can smear him any more than he is already smeared. The man covers himself in shit for breakfast. You're either going to harass him until his channel gets taken down, is like basically what you want to try to do, which he's literally immune to. He has fought harder wars, unironically, than everyone on the internet, I think, than H3H3, but just because you guys got fucking sued into oblivion. The guy just does not care. He's in a perpetual state of suspended conflict with DGG, the most we have free time community, I think, on the internet that's not 12-year-old girls who are fans of Korean K-pop bands. Like, it's not going to happen. If DGG can't get Vaush to stop doing stuff and they all know him. I found this out when I visited the Progressive Victory. They all know him. They're the big fans. They all just know the guy. They just know him as Irish Laddie when he was just on the Discord. And it's crazy. If he ever broke and cracked under the pressure, he could always just still go back to GGG. There's nothing is going to change. It's not a crime. It's not. It's gross. Everyone agrees it's gross. What is going to happen? Why is this? Why is this fucking 4 hours long? It's because it's mostly you guys talking about how you are doing the right thing, which is fucking weird as shit. Because it's just, oh my God, somebody came into it's e-begging sad boy bullshit. And it's honestly like lame content. That's most of what I care about, is I was really excited for jokes and shit. And this has been fucking a series of 20, 30, 40 long second pauses that I've been trying to shoot through, where you read off a half-assed script about fighting a war against people that you made up in your fucking head that just don't, unironically, just don't even give a shit. And then getting mad that people said we got to stop giving you Reddit stuff. I mean, there's
like
probably more shit.
These are... Doesn't mean I know you. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what, this is always a mistake. There is exactly, look, I've done this too. This is a classic blunder on my part. You've talked about fucking Keffels for 25 minutes. You can skip all of that. You can just cut it out. It's sufficient to say Keffels said something about someone that's not Keffels and it was wrong. Or to say Keffels said something about Keffels and it might have been right, but I still don't like Keffels. You have now summated the entirety of all Keffels content with just those two sentences.
This drama, the truth will be apparent to people who chill out for a second and consume literally any of my content. You know, and
I'm just going to read this. There will be no debate. All of this has been discussed before at length. I talked to Ethan in DMs, and he came across insanely snakish, like a cartoon. Literally any direct engagement with him or anyone else right now will be interpreted disingenuously, like I'm digging myself in deeper no matter what I say. The streams will continue, the politics will continue, and like every other wave of disingenuous drama, the truth will be apparent to people who chill out for a second and consume literally any of my content. Pretty much. The dude said, okay, even if not even defending him, he just said, I'm good. I don't care. If you want to interpret this in the most aggressive way, if you just want to say like Vaush is literally Vaush is actually Shadbase wearing a horse costume. If you want to interpret it like that, he still just said, I'm not impressed by H3H3's fan base. They're not even if everything's true, their literal inability to present the facts in a way that presents a cohesive case against me that anyone's going to give a fuck about in a week. They're wasting their fucking time. I don't give a shit, and I'm going to go about my business as usual.
Understand what you're doing. You're talking to your audience who you don't want to look into this very, very deeply, and just continue to take your word for it that it's all taken out of context. Actually, no, not funny, but funny. I think he's smart and a good speaker.
Oh, jeez.
And some of his videos I've enjoyed watching. That being said, sport. You know what I mean?
Vaush's Discord. MSGs, is that messages? Or is that an acronym I don't understand? Chat, could you assist me? What does MSGs mean?
Is that virtual?
Tyler, you're the leftist.
He might, yeah.
Don't touch me.
This motherfucker's
After Keffels called a joke about dropping
Let me take a jab at someone that I dislike on the internet.
I don't dislike Vaush.
Yeah, like that's agreed.
I said during the video that none of you guys clearly watched. I like Vaush.
Keffels doesn't just make mountains out of molehills. She makes like molehills as a hobby. Like she just makes them. And then she like walks around like she didn't make it. And then she goes, and then makes a mountain. Shout out to the one thing that happened to her that like was kind of like crazy. She benefited wildly from it. It's over now. She won now. And then after that, it's been like a slow bleed loss. It's like watching somebody take a big hand in poker. This is Keffels' entire career, as far as I'm concerned, from a distant view. If you've ever seen somebody take a big hand in poker, you're like, holy fuck. Like a big dick fucking win. You know, just fuck literally. I'm putting 80% of my entire pot on a wild hand, and then you get like a straight, like a weird straight. You know what I mean? That shit, like you pulled it out of the river. Holy fuck, this asshole actually got the straight. And then you pull in a fuck like 1 mil, and then get fucking stoned after that, just brain broken by your own victory, and then you just bleed chips on fucking weak hands until the million's gone, like over the course of like a big fucking poker tournament. That's the entirety of the Keffels thing, I think, explained as fast as I can get through it. That win was sick. You fucking did it. And now it's just watching you take 10 million L's into an early grave. Like, I don't know why you make content the way that you do. I think really it was just somebody that didn't have the juice. They just didn't have it ever. Like, it just wasn't there. And they got unfathomably lucky and fucking knocked it through. Like, holy fuck. I can't believe it. You know when that one chick knocked out Ronda Rousey? How about I'm fucking taking you guys on a fucking trip? I just fucking walked 75% of all like general lefties. Ronda Rousey was a fighter like 10 years ago, and she was like the women's champ. She was about to be like Miss Marvel, she said. And then Holly Holm, who was like a good fighter, like she's a pro fighter, but she was not supposed to be her. Whap! Fucking Rousey's gone. Holly Holm was cool for like 2 seconds, and then it would literally though just waiting for a new champion to show up to fuck Holly Holm up so that belt could get passed upward, because it was like, wow, you shouldn't have won that. Probably more Ronda Rousey's fault than yours, but respect for fucking kicking her in the goddamn head. That shit was cool as shit, and then just gone, you know. But like Holly Holm, fucking, she left like a champ. She fought the good fight and then rolled. You got to add Ronda Rousey back into there, just fucking taking a series of additional L's by being a weird loser. Just being lightly cringe. But you guys remember when I was cool a year ago? Remember when I was cool a year ago? You remember when I was cool like a year ago? Everyone's like, nah, man. Joe Rogan, she just hears that click. He's like, hey, what's up? What's up? I'm in the crypto. He's like, hi, it's Rhonda. Everybody, she just answers, and all she hears is fucking just like the sound of like, she's like, she knows he answered because she can hear the fucking cryogenic freezing chamber. He's fucking shrinking his balls in, going. Joe, are you there? Joe. Okay, I do art study by Tyler. Stream good. Thanks for stopping by, Nosy. Holly. Oh, what'd you say? Holly, or the other one? I think it was Holly Holm. I could be wrong. I forget stuff all the time. I too have been kicked in the fucking head. Honestly, you don't want a friend like Ethan anyway. But the biggest thing, none of these people aren't friends. They aren't even coworkers. The way their audiences are acting like this is some kind of betrayal is crazy. I agreed. By the way, Ronnie DeBear, so sorry. Welcome to Goof. Welcome, Ronnie.
Vaush. I think it's funny.
Jesus Christ.
I think he's a good speaker.
By the way, members, I'm not taking that for
not
granted. Thank you very much.
I think he's
for 50.
smart.
I just
and a
don't
good
want to
speaker.
derail the entire stream by saying
and some of his videos I've enjoyed watching. That being said, so no, I don't have a vendetta against him, and I liked him before all this shit started to transpire.
It's about.
No
It
problem.
ain't that hard.
Listen.
This is a hard level game.
No, it ain't.
This level is hard.
No way.
Okay.
AB would know.
Crush this, dude. Crush it.
I'm with you, AB. You would know.
I know my dog.
He's a gamer, though. You could tell by looking at
him.
him.
Ground puppet.
Didn't he just lose? He had a frog. He just lost a frog.
His background. It's a gamer
Oh,
background.
actually, no, it's
Wait,
not
what's the
bananas
frog
right there.
thing?
It's a fucking
Back up the tape.
Oh.
Roll the tape.
You can get
a big
little
wheel.
friends to help you, little animals.
Saying at all.
He's riding?
These people are fucking brain dead.
Watch
Like, I
it.
listen to
You're
this
gonna
and
call
I
us
just
brain
hate
dead, and
people.
you're
I
gonna
hate
fucking
people
sit there and lose your frog, idiot.
Watch this shit.
Dude, idiot.
Moron.
Bad
It goes down.
distracted.
You're telling me he's good at this? What are you
just-
talking
First
about?
of all, he finishes this level without dying. One.
Wow.
And
He
also,
lost the
Wait,
That's
is it
all
possible he did that on purpose?
it
Because
is.
it was faster?
I was thinking that for a second, but I think he
He's
was
not
just annoyed at the
running.
clip.
Why did you laugh when I said he looks like a gamer, love?
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
assume you
said he
were.
looked like he'd be really good at donkey.
I assume you were talking about his background, of course. Like he has
Some of the video game stuff.
Totally.
Of course.
I wonder if he's ever had
All
a
right,
gamer
you guys are
moment.
all hot. Y'all live in
Sometimes I wonder
LA.
if the-
Sexy
You're
LA
You're on
people.
autopilot. It's so embarrassing.
Fucking
I
true.
haven't gone to
Just
your
so I
head
can
yet.
make a quick buck on the internet.
Mhm.
As somebody who is friends with an artist
A
who
quick
draws
buck?
goblin porn, the funny thing is I knew exactly exactly what Vaush said. As somebody who is friends with an artist who draws goblin porn, the funny thing is I knew exactly what Vaush was talking about because his descriptor for goblin
Never say my boy Tipster is not a man of culture, homie. Please, Doc. Please clip that. I need that for this soundboard. I'm never going to use it. I'm going to play it for myself. I'm not even... What a fucking beast, bro. The delivery on that line is something else. I just want it one more time.
Goblin porn. I can make a quick buck on the internet. As somebody who is friends with an artist who draws goblin porn, the funny thing is I knew
the hesitation where he was just like, should I say the genre? Trying not to fucking cackle in the microphone like an asshole. I am genuinely tickled fucking pink by this segment. My man, dude, when I say if I'm about to die and the last person that can help me is Tipster, just let me fucking drown, man. Just let me go. Don't hit that DK barrel, man. Don't tap me back in. You need a res, homie? Nah. Let that. No, man, just let my tag die out. Dude, don't get my tag. Don't get my tag. The storm's coming. Don't get my tag. Just let my tag die out. Just let my tag die out. I just fuck. He does look like he watches orc porn. He's a man of culture, all right.
Knew exactly what Vaush was talking about.
Also, anybody that's ever complained about the fucking legibility of the text on my fucking screen, what is this? There is no way. Just don't even put the chat up. You getting fucking double lines out of that. Fucking like no letting. This is actually an eye test.
Because his descriptor for goblin porn is exactly the way
that is so funny.
Tipster knows about the goblin porn.
Okay. We haven't watched it yet, but when I was hearing it, I was like, what is goblin porn?
You and everyone.
Everyone in this room had the same reaction.
I'm obsessed.
Actually, can you look up what does a goblin and goblin porn look like? Because I'm curious.
Fuck that. Who's Tipster's friend? Who's Tipster's goblin porn friend?
I never spoilers, dude. He describes it in great detail.
Tyler, the frustrating thing is that the adult art community has been catching strays for this shit, which sucks. Like the artists have nothing to do with the Goon folder either. Yeah, I know. Dude, drawing fucking porn is cool. All right. Hentai's fine. All right. It's all right. I know what Gelbero is, okay? Just keep your weirdest shit to yourself so you don't embarrass yourself on the internet. But the most funny part isn't the existence of goblin porn. It's just the way the Tipster fucking relayed that information. It's monstrous. Be nice to your online smut creators. They're okay. Generally. None of them tend to like the lolly people either. Like they are like chomos in a fucking prison. Like none of the fucking hentai people can really leave their area. You know what I mean? They get stuck there pretty much permanently. They can't let anyone find out in their professional lives what they do to make that extra 5K that lets them go on a cruise every year. But still, even that, none of them talk to those fucking other, like the freaks. They mad weird. Why do you want to know who they are, Tyler? I'm surprised that's not just the question. Like, that's bring it up. I want to know if the goblin artist is out there like, don't fucking stop. Don't fucking say shit. Don't tell anyone I fucking know you. Tipster will admit he knows the goblin porn artist. The goblin porn artist will never claim Tipster. Poor bastard. If I ever talk to him someday, Tipster, I'm so sorry. I know you fucking you'll probably pop over here. Is Tipster live right now? I want to see. I don't think I follow him. Tipster's that big? Holy shit. Oh, but he gets little tiny streams. Tipster's got a fucking 109K subs. You guys got to fucking help me out here. Please, if you haven't subbed to the channel yet, you got to hook me up, dude. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Don't leave me like this. NSFW artists who do regular stuff are usually pretty chill, and they get blamed for a lot of societal issues for some reason, like strippers. Yeah, I mean, we got fucking NSF artists, like pro fucking whatever, smut artists in my fucking Discord. I don't mind at all. It's cool. We did have to take down the fucking NSFW channel because fucking amateurs were posting there. It's fucking trash can content. It's like, oh, that's gotta get fucking kiboshed before I have a Vaush moment. Ashel Duca L take. What? Where does that even? Smut artists deserve everything they get, up to and including the stuff they don't deserve. They've had it too good for too long. I think this is a joke. I hope so. Oh, Vassal, that is definitely an L take. It has to be a joke, but you gotta /S when you say something that hard. We're up to 222 concurrents right now, everybody. The fucking crew is building every day. People don't know. I adore Vaush. He's the man that pulled me from the conservative hole I was in. His sense of humor, speaking, general demeanor, looks. Oh my. Somebody donated 5 gifted subs. Thank you, but it's gone. Oh, there we go. Speaking, demeanor, looks, all feel made to appeal to me, but this recent shit is disappointing. Yeah. I'll still support him though. I think like there does need to be a Vaush growth arc. You know, like I think I've said this 1,000 times since I started the channel, but the man is like stagnating in the worst possible way. The fact, if you're like on the way up and getting bigger and you weather a controversy like this, that's like kind of a good sign of the strength of your community. But if you've kind of been the same for a while and you weather this, you can weather this, like, you know what I mean? Is it more a mark of just like your audience is fine with it and you're not really spreading out any further? I do have to say, Vaush should literally take the year off of associating his name with anything political, like any live political stuff. If he wants to give money and stuff from like a distance, cool. But you would be really like, the DGG event was cool, you know? And I'm not saying anything bad about VGG as a community necessarily, but like I would be a lot more hesitant to volunteer at an event that Vaush is going to show up, kind of given all of this. I mean, maybe after 6 or 7 months when it kind of like chills out, but dude has to be on his best behavior now, basically. And I know he's not going to be, so like there's no real reason to even say it. But yeah. Like just literally turning himself into fucking like pure radiation. We love Jaritos. Woo! Bitewise Marissa gifted 5 Westside Tyler memberships. Thank you, Bitewise. I feel like you asked me a question earlier too, and I didn't see it. So sorry if I missed it. People talk to me now. I don't know how to deal with my increased fame. I mentally, I'm still in a place where 28 concurrents is like, yeah. 228 is fucking gnarly. Gotta play the optics game. Democracy is literally a popularity contest. I don't know how to say that in a more explicit way. It's a popularity contest. If you're not popular, you don't fucking win. And actually, sometimes even if you're just slightly more popular, you still lose. Fuck. It is 75% a joke. I have smut artist friends and I have drawn smut, so I can say it. You gotta fucking throw a little fucking /S on that bitch next time, all right? Your delivery's a little dry, buddy, and it's text. Shout out Jaritos, fucking based Jaritos. I don't have any Jaritos. This week is fucking IBC for at least the next 2 days. I've heard whispers that Charlie may be making a video about this shit. Of course, Charlie's gonna talk about it. If these guys got a clean milli off of it, Charlie's definitely gonna fucking cover it. He covers everything that's popular. Yeah, there are a lot of people, including his fans, being caught in the crossfire of this. Generally cool people, too. It's sad. Yeah, and the thing is, it's 100% his fault. It's 100% his fault. Because you can... It's like when I talk about like TOS hopscotch. Like, that guy's been playing it for years. And when you put yourself in a position where you kind of can't step out of line, or people will misconstrue everything that you say and it could do damage to everything that's around you, then you should try way harder to not step out of line. At least stop downloading so much porn on your work computer. I think we can all agree with that. With all due respect, the man's got me. My shit's actually fucking clean anyway. The best you can see is I just got like naked adult women. Sorry. The flavor of my fucking desktop is vanilla, baby. But I still would be very embarrassed if I accidentally shared like a TOS breaking image of any sort. I would be embarrassed. Having like, bro, you can't make everybody permanently associate your natural streaming environment with a Gooner dungeon. Xander Hall barely beat the allegations. Get fucking wrecked. I don't think Vaush will learn because he's been rewarded with way too much money and attention while living / acting like a man his whole career. Like a man-child his whole career. Yes. And the thing is just like, I don't fucking hate the guy. I want better content. That's what I always say. I fucking want better content. I want better content from the righties. I want the better content from the lefties because, first off, I don't want to be bored. There's a reason I haven't hit play on this video in a minute. It's because the most interesting thing that happened in the entire video was a tipster stream, which is a fucking condemnation. A condemnation of the content of the H3H3 podcast. That the best part of this so far was they had the foresight to look up tipster so he could embarrass himself for my entertainment. That is a powerful... You skipped ahead. Of course I did. I was there for Vape Nation. I remember the good days when it was just Ethan and Hila in a fucking apartment in Israel. No Dan. No other guy. These fucking... I don't know. These guys look like a bunch of Dr. Squatch models. Fucking flooped about. We need to save their careers. Give us money. No. Let them drown. I can't imagine. There's never been a single bit of content from the H3H3 podcast. I think I actually could fucking probably end this because I'm bored with it anyway. There's never been a single piece of content from the H3H3 podcast that made me go like, please God, no matter what, make sure they have enough money to pay those people that are helping them produce this. Oh God, they have families to feed. Well, thank God for charity. Jesus Christ. What are you? I'm the 5th straight man in an act with no funny people. Fucking Christ. Why are you on the H3H3 podcast? I'm another stream's lolcow. I'm basically here so that Ethan has someone to fight with. Ethan has someone to fight with.
Like and subscribe. Like